Hi all, my name is Kaur and this is my final report for my Six Sigma project during this course. Little recap of my problem. The number one problem is that I'm working at a company that have different locations, so I'm responsible to lead different crews at different locations. So sometimes making sure all the groups are doing the right thing or their issues leave me with stress. And number two problem is working at different locations and maintaining the paperwork for all the locations and being prepared for the audits. That takes most of the time and leaving me sitting on my seat and taking all the opportunities to do any physical activities during work time. And number three, when I come home, I have kids, so I have to spend time with them, helping them to do their homework and do other household chores. So when I get home, I'm not getting time to do any physical activities if I'm just busy to finish these tasks. And the fourth reason I consider is extras. So I'm not really good at saying no if somebody come and ask for extra help, so I'm willing to do it. So that leaves me with extra work on my plate than the one I really have to do. So why this is a problem? Because if we don't do regular exercise, our body will lose muscle tone and strength, and self-conscious problems may arise as the self-esteem suffers from body image issues, and weight gain is a side effect of not exercising as well, because it can lead to social isolation and bad eating habits. Even according to the World Health Organization, lack of physical activity is a significant risk factor of some diseases such as stroke and cancer. For medical problems, lack of physical activity on regular basis can lead to medical problems in future such as weight gain, high blood pressure, or diabetes. So with having these problems, I will be the one suffering with them if I get any disease or problem. So I will have to see doctor and I will have to take medicines. So by adding some physical activity, I can reduce this problem. Stress is another issue because it reduces our ability to do something that we are really willing to do. Stress is always reduces the performance levels and willingness of doing things. So whenever I'm stressed, I'm not able to perform as good as I can do the things when I'm not stressed. So it results in my poor performance, and it also results in dissatisfaction of all the internal and external customers. So this is a big risk, that having stress and not willing to do something. Tiredness is also an issue because when after long days, when I'm tired getting home and I don't want to do anything extra because my energy level is really low than in the morning, so it leaves me away from my family. So I need to get rid of this problem as well. So that's why I'm thinking this is getting in my life and I do have to get rid of from not having physical activities. So to overcome those problems, I set my goal to walk for 4 miles on daily basis, and it will also help me to reduce the stress level and reduce the risk of medical problems, and will help me to stay fit and active for a long time. Tools I used during this project to make sure that I am meeting my goal. I used an app on my cell phone that helped me to keep track of my steps I was taking on daily basis. The data was transferred in a table that I made in an Excel worksheet, and I used a color coding system to determine why I was not meeting my goals. But during my analyze and improve phase, I used a calendar to keep track of all the reasons why I was not meeting my goals as well. And I created a line chart that showed me how I was performing during different phases. And a Pareto chart was created to visualize the reasons why I was not able to meet my goal. And I also made a fishbone diagram that helped me to identify the reasons where I was spending most of my time during the days I was not meeting my goal. Here is the step count during my measurement phase. All the cells highlighted in orange color, those are the weekends. So I was not able to meet my goal most of the weekends, and they're like really low. I was just home and busy doing household chores or social activities. There was only one day that I was able to meet my goal. So the cells highlighted in red color, those are the one when I was sick and I was home and didn't do much on that day either. One of the cell is highlighted in purple. At that day we have a visit from our auditor, so we spend a day with them, so I was not able to meet my goal on that day either. So by most of the weekdays I was able to walk for 4 miles or over. So I created this chart to see my performance during these 5 weeks. So it shows me that for most of the weekdays I was able to walk for 4 miles, but I was lacking on the weekends. Every weekend the line is going down, so it shows me the trend that I was not meeting my goal most of the time over the weekends. So for analyze of measurement phase, I used a fishbone diagram to identify the causes why I was not able to meet my goals during the weekends, and all possible issues are listed in this diagram. So this is the diagram showing me why I was not able to meet my walking goal over the weekends. It has 4 different categories. One is social, household chores, family, and others. In social activities, I'm spending time with my friends. I'm going to Gurdwara, that is our Sikh temple, and I'm also teaching Punjabi language to kids in there. So that takes like 2-3 hours for the day. And our festivals were taking place during this time, so most of them were celebrated over the weekends. So I was busy with that as well. And for household chores, I was busy to do laundries, ironing clothes, cleaning the house, and cooking. For family, I spend time with kids and go for shopping with them. For the guests, sometimes we are having guests over, or we are going to visit some families, or any other family functions coming over the weekends. And for other tasks, sometimes I feel tired, not willing to do much, and just being lazy and trying to take some rest. And I do need to prepare for our vacation, so we are leaving soon. We are going India after 10 years, so excited too. So those all are the reasons why I was not able to meet my goal over the weekends. So most of the reasons are, we already discussed, they were like household chores, family, social activities, due to work, or being tired or sick. In this Pareto chart, I have listed the areas I was not meeting my goal over the weekends. So here it shows, like over the weekends, I'm spending 83.3% time on social activities. So in improvement phase, I need to bring this down to make sure there is improvement in there. So in improvement plan, I try to put these 3 things together. So I need to schedule my time for my household chores and social activities at different times. So keeping my walking goal separate and my activities separate, so keep a balance with them so I don't miss anything, and I do meet my goal during this time too. And I will try to finish my work on weekdays, so that helps me to save some time over the weekends. And also I need to make my goal as first priority on the weekends as well. So if I was busy during the evening time, so I was trying to finish my goal morning time, or if I was going to attend some function during morning time, so I was making sure that at end of the day I was meeting my goal before I was going to bed. For additional plans, so I added some physical activity in daily schedule at work. That means instead of sending emails or phone calls, I was personally going to get some stuff if I need it from different building, and that helped me to add some physical activity in there. And I also spent some time in park with kids. That was like summertime, it was good to go there, and we did had enough time after work to go in the park and spend time in there. And I also used treadmill at home to meet my daily goal. If I was in rush, so I was not going out, I just stayed home and walked on the treadmill. For data collection, as I mentioned earlier, I used an app on my cell phone to collect data for every step I was taking on daily basis. And I transferred this data in a table I made in Excel. So I also recorded all days I was not able to meet my goals due to personal reasons or work on a calendar. So here is the data for additional 5 weeks I recorded during my improvement and measurement phase. So it shows me that I was able to meet my goals mixed in weekdays and weekends, but it shows me improvements over the weekends. So the cells highlighted in green, that shows I was busy with social activity. Even we were having a ceremony and we were hosting it, so I had to spend more time on that, and that kept me away from meeting my goal. And the cells highlighted in brown, those are the areas when I was feeling tired after the activities we had with the ceremony. And for the cells highlighted with the yellow, those are the ones we were having audits, unannounced audits at 2 different locations at our facility. So I had to stay to facilitate those audits for 2 days. So I was not able to meet my goal during that time. So here is the data for October. As I mentioned, we had a ceremony for whole week. So I was home and I didn't do much. So I haven't recorded this as my performance during improvement phase. So I just used the data for other weeks. For November, I was able to meet my goal most of the time, but over the weekends it was busy with the social activities and shopping and the audits we had at 2 different locations. Here is the line chart I have created for additional 5 weeks for walking. So it shows me the trend is changing and I'm not going like pretty low over the weekends walking. So it was around 4 or me going higher or staying like close to. There was only 2 days that I was not able to meet my goals over the weekend, like that went down. So I have created this measurement and improvement phase line chart. It shows me the trend and the improvement, and the blue line represents for my measurement phase and it was pretty low. So the red one shows the improvement phase, so it's going higher. So it helped me to determine, like, with making changes in my plans, they are working and I'm able to meet my goals more often than I used to. I used this Pareto chart for the reasons why I was not able to meet my goals, and it shows me during the measurement phase I was spending 83.3% time on my social activities, but with the improvement plans in the second chart, and it went down to 50%. So there were areas that I have improved and was able to meet my goals over the weekends than I used to before. For goal achievement over the weekends, I have created this pie chart. It shows me the measurement and improvement phases. So during measurement phase, I was able to meet my goals over the weekends only 10%, and 90% time I was failing to do so. But with the improvement plans I have implemented for my goals, I was able to make the increase with 40%. So now it's 50-50. So I was able to meet my goal over the weekend 50%, and I'm still not able to meet my goal over the weekends with 50%. To meet this, I have created data for one more week from Sunday to Saturday, and it shows me that I was able to walk 4 miles or more than 4 miles. Most of the time, there was only one day that I was not able to walk for 4 miles. That was Thanksgiving Day. So we were busy with family for dinner. So I was not able to go for a walk or spend some time to meet my goal because it was a day to spend with family. So I was there. So based on the data I collected during last week, I ran this X-bar chart. It shows me my center line is at 4.06, and my goal for this project was to walk for 4 miles. So it shows me that I'm meeting my goal. There was one day that I was not able to meet my goal, but there was another day that I walked more than my set goal. So that made it even. So I was able to walk for 4 miles on average for the whole week. And the benefits of improvement, I was able to spend more time with my kids and family, and I was feeling more active, and there was enough energy after a long day, tiring schedules, and I was able to use available resources to meet my goal. I felt good when my doctor asked if I'm doing any physical activity on a regular basis, and this time my answer was yes. Before I was used to say no, I don't do it because I was spending most of time sitting. In future plan, I will need to break my comfort zone to make sure I'm doing some extra activities on regular basis, and I will be staying focused on my walking on regular basis. I will treat my goal as my first priority and will adjust other tasks on different times because it helped me during my project to meet my goals. And I will continually joining my kids in park, and phone app is a good tool, so I'm going to be using that to monitor my steps on regular basis. And I'm going to take a break during my trip because I'm going to India after 10 years, so I'm so excited to see my family, so I'm going to be spending time with them. So with regular physical activities, I will be able to stay fit and active for a long time. So I'm going to keep a track of my daily steps and doing some other physical activities to make sure I'm staying on top of my goal. Thank you so much for watching this video, and hope to see yours as well, and good luck with your project too. Thank you.